Talking Luther College softball with head coach Renee Hartle, and coach, 4-0 week for your squad. Ended up being the last home game last week against Loras. A couple of wins against the Dewhawks. What'd you take away from that Tuesday afternoon?
Well, yeah, it was a beautiful day, and I wish we had a little bit of that this week. But at that time, we didn't know it was going to be our last home game, but it was really fun to come out and see the bats explode in game one, and get the great pitching performance by Becca with the second no-hitter in 4 days, and the defense just played outstanding as well.
And a long trip out to Storm Lake on Saturday. You got a big win in game number one. Had to battle in game number two, but your kids came through and got a victory.
They did, and I think that, you know, a lot of game twos this year have gone that way, and I think that that's just really indicative of how strong our conference is, and at the top really 6 teams this weekend, anybody could win it, and everybody's playing pretty good ball right now.
And 2 players honored by the league for their performances last week. Start with the Female Athlete of the Week, and Becca Gervin. She just gets stronger as the season goes by, and she's definitely pitching her best softball right now.
She is, and she's really been a build-up pitcher throughout all of her career, throughout her seasons, and we're really excited about going into postseason with her throwing at her best ball.
And Kelsey Rose, 9 for 15, 9 RBIs during the week. Position Player of the Week, very acceptable.
Yeah, and she's actually been very consistent all year round, giving us those numbers. And she had an outstanding week in terms of RBIs this week, and you know, an award that is very warranted for her.
And you go into the conference tournament this week as the number 2 seed. You got that via the victories on Saturday and everything else that happened in the league. How important is it to get that first round bye in the tournament?
You know, we've been on that side of the bracket a lot, and I don't know. I mean, I'm excited about the 2 seed. I think that it'll be fun to go down there, and especially when you've got 13 newcomers on your team, to go down there and kind of get the feet wet with the, you know, atmosphere of the conference tournament, and be able to play and sit there and watch Central and BV play to find out who we're going to play after that. And but yeah, I think the girls are just excited for the postseason run to begin.
And you've won this tournament 3 out of the last 4 years. What do you take from the previous experience? Granted, a lot of newcomers this year. What do you take from the previous experience of conference tournaments to make yourself as ready mentally as possible for this weekend?
I just think that the team that goes in thinking that they have to win it isn't probably going to play very well. I think that we've always kind of gone in with, you know, 1 game at a time attitude, and I know that sounds like what everybody would say, but yet I think that's what we're doing. I think that we kind of go in and see what we have to do that game against that opponent to get the W. So.
And when you talk about this time of year, pitching so important, Becca, in the conference tournament, a 1.13 ERA and 6-2 lifetime, that's a pretty good place to start, right?
It is. You always have great stats for me. But I just think that we're actually, we've really worked all year offensively to work up to this point of the season, and I feel like we have this aggressive approach at the plate this year, yet with this unbelievable strike zone. And I think that our batters have done that better this year than any other year. They're going up into attack mode with a respect of knowing their strike zone. And I think that's going to be very helpful for us going into the tournament as we face these pitchers, sometimes for the 2nd, 3rd time this year, going into a conference tournament. And I think that same thing, you know, for Becca and the pitching staff too, is they're facing these hitters. Again, they've faced them already. You know, we've seen them play. We've seen, you know, what pitches they can and cannot hit, at least, you know, in our doubleheader. And I think it's an advantage for anybody who studies the game to be able to go in and kind of see what we've done and see what other people have done, and to kind of go in and say, hey, let's try to get this one.
All right, Coach, this time of year has usually been pretty successful for you. Hopefully that trend continues this weekend. We wish you best of luck in Cedar Rapids.
Thank you.
Renee Hartle talking Luther College softball.